Hi, I'm Kristin Hughes, and welcome to my speakeasy. I've been working here for 17 years in April. Odyssey provides managed services, professional services, and staffing support for clients globally. We focus on anything from software development to infrastructure support. I got into recruiting the same way a lot of people do, through someone that you know. So I didn't know this was a career. My degrees are in mathematics and economics. Had another job for a couple of years, and then my aunt actually got me into this business. So she was doing this for accounting and finance, very successful at it. She kind of started her own branch at another company, and I joined her. So my whole first year was spent training side by side with her, which I couldn't have asked for a better mentor. Sourcing is absolutely changing with AI and all the tools, and a lot of the process of creating this great Boolean string and going out and finding and scraping the web. A lot of that's going to be done for us, right? But a lot of those skills that are very important, the authentic nature, the being transparent and honest, all of that is applicable, right? When you take it from sourcing into that recruitment phase. So you just have to be open as a sourcer, as a recruiter, and open to that change and to what's the new tool? How can I use that? It's really just about how can I reach this person, right? That's all it is. How can I get in front of this person? How can I get their attention? So whatever tool you're using, whether it's an AI tool, whether it's the phone, it's still, there's a person behind that. So I think those skills are not going to change, but you definitely have to be open to learning the new stuff, or you'll get left behind. Personalization is still always going to be so important in reach outs. I'm in high-level IT recruiting. It's going to take more than a mass email to get a software developer's attention. I'm going to need to go find their website. I'm going to need to go look into them. And that works, right? I have definitely sent developers and people, messages on LinkedIn, their email, a text message on GitHub. But then it was me finding their personal website and calling them on their cell and leaving a voicemail that they actually finally wrote me back and said, nobody else went that far. And you're obviously a real person that has read about me and interested to talk to me, so let's schedule a time. And that's all it takes, right, is a genuine interest to do so. So you can automate your tasks, yes, do it. But I think that initial reach out and stuff, there still needs to be some eyes on it, a personal touch. Whatever the AI is gonna look like, whatever the technology is gonna look like, my job as a recruiter is still gonna boil down to relationships. That is the number one thing behind this and behind pretty much any job, right? So don't be afraid that your job's gonna disappear. Get on board, learn some of these new tools, but own what you can bring to the table. Your ability to create relationships, it's again, the most important thing in business, I think. So don't be afraid, get involved. If you work at home and you're remote, find a way to get out there, put yourself out there, write, contribute, make yourself known. So I'm passionate about really just developing the next generation of recruiters. I've brought on 3 to 4 different people who've become extremely successful in this industry. I've mentored them kind of one-on-one. I've always had a mentor. For example, right now, Lauren, my recruiting assistant, and I set aside 1 hour a week to focus on AI. And what that means is we are just gonna spend that hour dedicating our time to what can we do with it? Let's play around, let's try things out, let's watch some videos. Again, just how can we incorporate this moving forward? Really just instilling in them some of the habits that I created a long time ago, as far as, authenticity, being real with people, always following up no matter what. People appreciate those types of things in recruiting, and they remember you for doing so. Top 2 things that are important in moving the industry forward are continuing education for our junior people entering the field, and then connections. And those go together, right? So education, finding groups like SourceCon. These conferences, I think they're so important, not just what you're gonna learn on a webinar. That's not what it's about. It's hearing other people's point of view. There are free resources. So HireEZ, they have For Recruiters by Recruiters, put on by Shannon Bridget. We all know Shannon. And these are excellent resources, and they're actually geared towards finding those younger people, maybe they've been doing this a year, 2 years, giving them a platform to really share. That's what I did recently for my recruiting assistant. Lauren really encouraged her to write an article about how she is using ChatGPT for recruiting, because I'm not using it that way. And to me, I'm learning from her just as much as she's learning from me. And that's giving her such a boost, right? Such a confidence, just a push to do more. For more information, go to hireEZ.com or just click the link below.